අර මේක is not supported කියලා. ඒක ඕගස්ට්. A very good morning, Sri Lanka. This is live pictures coming to you from your number one sports hub, ThePapare.com. The Asia Under 27 series, the day 2 is just about to begin as Sri Lanka will be playing Singapore in their final group stage match. It was a good day for Sri Lanka. On day 1, they beat China after they were trailing at half-time, and then later on they were coming up with an all-round performance against Chinese Taipei to win that one. Of course, they scored over 30 points, convincing victory for the Tuskers. And here we go, live pictures coming to you from Kings Park in Hong Kong. ThePapare.com, of course, coming to you live from this Under 27 series for the third consecutive year. And Sri Lanka team is currently at training. I think they are match ready. They know their intentions, and they are out to make it to the semi-final. Of course, they have already made their way to the semi-finals. This win will depend whether they top the group or not. So Sri Lanka and Singapore both are currently unbeaten in the group, and Sri Lanka will have a task ahead of themselves before they make it to the semi-finals and the finals. Singapore also becoming a powerhouse in that group. They defeated their opponents clean sheet, and then they'll be looking to take this one as well. So tough challenge awaits Sri Lanka. And let's take a look at the weather. Of course, the weather has changed. The tide has changed from what we see usually at Hong Kong. This is very cloudy weather, overcast conditions, wet outfield, wet underfoot conditions, and that's going to take a toll on the team. Of course, we saw in the day 1 in the opening game, sloppy hands by the Sri Lankan players. Gamulu Chetia missed out on an occasion of scoring, unfortunately due to the conditions that prevail. So that's something Coach Nilufer Ibrahim was looking at. I was talking to Coach Fazil Marida, who's the assistant coach. He knows these conditions better than anyone else, having toured with the national side year on. And one thing he clearly mentioned was that the defense needs to be looked at. I think that's something Sri Lanka are lacking at the moment. So that's something the coaching staff would have looked at overnight. So if they could get that fixed, I think Sri Lanka should be off to the semi-finals with these. Sabir Kader is with me. Sabir, tell me, what will be the game plan for Sri Lanka?
Yeah, Inshaf, very good morning to all our viewers. Welcome to your number one sports hub. Game plan, of course, as you said, you spoke to Fazil Marija, and defense would be the key thing in terms of Singapore game. They will be focusing game by game, and we know that Singapore also beat Chinese Taipei and China, so they are a good contenders. So early on, if Sri Lanka gets some momentum with some early kickoff, win position and secure position and go for the try, that's how you have to come on board.
So that's the story here. Sri Lanka playing Singapore in the first game. That will be the final group stage game. We'll go for a short commercial break, and when we come back, we will have live pictures from the kickoff for Sri Lanka playing Singapore in the Asia Under 27 series, live on ThePapare.com, Dialogue TV, and MyTV.
Red Bull gives you wings. Red Bull gives you wings.
Welcome back to live pitches from Kings Park in Hong Kong. This is the Sri Lanka under-27 team playing the Asia under-27 series. Sri Lanka are waiting their final opponent in the group stage game, Singapore. Singapore also a stronghold in this group, winning both of their encounters comprehensively. So before that, we'll take a quick look at the team cards. I think Coach Niluf Ibrahim saw the tactical change of using Harith Bandara, Janat Dilshan in their starting lineup. I think that was key for Sri Lanka when they were trailing at half-time against China. Janat Dilshan and Dinu Kamasinghe's value addition came in handy for the side when they won with 3 back-to-back tries in the second half. So that's key. And then Harith Bandara will retain his position in the starting 7. Meanwhile, we have the Singapore team card: Liam Clews, Kiran Won Jun, Gulamo Ragot, Bernard T, Sherm Lim. I think the big number 8, Emmanuel Chen, is going to be a player that Sri Lanka will be looking at. And then Ethan Yuen, the number 10, he should be the other speedster from the Singapore side. We are awaiting the Sri Lankan team to line up for the kick-off on your screens. Singapore team in the white jersey. Sri Lanka, of course, feeling the traditional green stripes. Later on, we'll be having the semi-final and then the final matches of the tournament. There you go, the Sri Lanka team led by Navin Hena making their way onto the field. They are pumped up, they are excited, and we are going to experience some good fast-moving 7's rugby. Let me take a look at the starting lineup as well for Team Sri Lanka. Thule Pasan, of course, was an integral part in this team yesterday. Scored that important try against China as well. There you go, the two teams in their team huddles just before kickoff. There you go, Avishkali, Chaturaseni Ratna, Harith Bandara, Dinu Kamarasinghe, Janat Dilshan, Gamunu Chetia, and skipper Navin Hena Kankanamge. That's the starting 7 for the side, and we are all set for kickoff. Singapore to kick things off from right to left on your screen. High-hanging kick goes into the hands of Dinu Kamasinghe. A wonderful collection by the big lad. So here comes the Sri Lanka. Gamunu Chetia out to now Janat Dilshan has space on the outside. Has Navin Hena Kankanamge on the inside. Now support comes in. Avishkali tries to fend off one, fends off another. And is that the first try? Yes, that's the first try for Sri Lanka. Avishkali scoring it in a wonderful fashion, created by Janat Dilshan. Found Navin Hena Kankanamge in support, and Avishkali does the finishing. And Harith Bandara makes no mistake. So 7 points up, less than 1 minute on the clock. First touch, Sri Lanka off to a flying start. So good start for the Sri Lankan side early in this day 2. I think that's the start any coach would also want to see, and Harith Bandara will restart proceedings. Once again, high-hanging kick. Good contest coming in for Sri Lanka, but Singapore managed to hold on. That was the big man, Liam Cleves. Now Singapore spreading it out wide. Space opening up on the corner. Navin Henakankanamge is there in support, and the conditions are not helping Singapore. Xavier knocks the ball on, taken quickly by Sri Lanka. Harit Bandara has options on the left. Still going. Running sideways this time around. Finds Dinu Kamarasinghe. And that ball is knocked on by Dinu Kamarasinghe. The conditions not helping both teams early in this first half. So that's something they'll need to look at their passes, get their passes right. Okay, restart by Singapore. This is the big man, number 5, Mignot. Inside ball out to Xavier. Xavier still going. Xavier breaks Dinu Kamarasinghe. Lovely offload out to the number 7, Shem Lim. Defenses are lining up for Sri Lanka. Now space on the right side of the field. Number 3. Good tackle coming in from Dinu Kamarasinghe. In fact, that was Chathura Seniratne, but Singapore still moving. And Janadu Dilshan that time giving away the penalty taken quickly by Yuan. And that's the first try by Yuan, the number 9 for Singapore, scoring that of that penalty infringement. I think Janadu Dilshan missed out on that occasion, and that's the first try for Singapore. Now with the conversion, and it's good, so it's all level once again here against Sri Lanka playing Singapore. 7-all it is. We have something more than 3 minutes on our clock. Sri Lanka, we need to bounce back.
Conversion is good on the try by Narul Amira. Sri Lanka 7, Singapore 7.
Mignot this time around making a mistake of that restart. So Sri Lanka get the free kick. Taken by Harit Bandara. Bandara goes to Chathura Seniratne. Tries to go through the middle. Good defense from Singapore. Now Avishkali once again. Will he get that second try? Good support coming in from Sri Lanka. And that's once again penalized. Singapore trying to play the territorial game. Shem Lim to throw this for Singapore. Good pressure, but turnover ball. Here comes the speed again. Will he go through? Good defense coming in from Shem Lim of Singapore. The ball has been let loose, and now Singapore on the counter attack. Defenses from Navin Henakankanamge putting the man down. Turning things around is Singapore. Singapore will need to regroup themselves. Looking for space now. Xavier on the far corner. Sends in the cheeky offload out to number 5. And looks like that's a knock on. So referee didn't see any advantage. So he'll bring back play for the initial knock on. So Sri Lanka still looking for their second breakthrough. Of course, based on the result of this game, it will decide who takes the top spot in Group B in this Asia Under-27 series draw. Both teams are currently even. There's a replacement coming in for Sri Lanka. Avishkali has been taken out. Looks like he's having a bit of an injury. So Heshan Jansen comes in. So changes coming in from the coaching staff. Janadu Dilshan has been shifted to the fly-off position. And Heshan Jansen will be playing at centre. Now Janadu Dilshan. Jansen has numbers left and right. Nice pass out to Dilshan. Dilshan breaking through. Out to Navin Henakan Kanamge. Henakan Kanamge will go all the way. Finds Jansen, and that should be the second try. Yes, it is. Heshan Jansen finally scoring that second one. Try time Sri Lanka.
And pace and support leading to another try for Sri Lanka. Try there by number 6, Heshan Jansen.
Chatura Seniratna's conversion just not going through, hitting the upright. And that's half time, ladies and gentlemen. Sri Lanka 12, striking late in that first half. 12 points to 7, leading against Singapore in this final group stage game. So that's the update. 2 tries coming in for Sri Lanka. Avishkali and Heshan Jansen to finish things off. We'll take a short commercial break, and when we come back, we will have second half action in this final group stage game. Sri Lanka versus Singapore.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Welcome back to live action. This is the Asia Under-27 series. Sri Lanka leading 12 points to 7. So that's the update. 12 points. 7. Sri Lanka will need to score some early breaks if they need to get this hurdle through. Singapore also not giving up. They are a revamped team from what we've seen in the past few years. They've come up here with a purpose, and they're making sure their money is all worth. So Sri Lanka remaining unchanged at halftime. Captain Navin Henakan and the experienced campaigner Dinu Kamarasinghe are retaining in that 7. Harit Bandara to kick things off. Goes deep this time around, and that should be a knock on. Yes, makes a fumble of the ball, number 2. So opportunity opening up for Sri Lanka. Speedsters Janadu Dilshan and Navin Henakan, who played for rival schools in their schools' rugby jerseys. Royal College and St. Thomas's aligning together for their national jerseys. A wonderful sight to see. Now Bandara finds Jansen. Dilshan once again tries to go on the corner, and Navin Henakan. This time there is no stopping for this lad, and that's going to be the third try for Sri Lanka. Oh, looks like it's not a try. Very unfortunate turn of events. I think Hena Kankanamage went over the deadline. So unfortunately, Sri Lanka missing out on an opportunity. And Sri Lanka, however, will get a second lease of life. They have a scrum in favor of them, a 5-meter scrum. Now Bandara. Jansen. Space opening up on the outside. Janu Dilshan doesn't find the man correctly. Harit Bandara is there to clean the ball out. Now Jansen once again. Out to the big man, Amar Singh. Gamunu Chetia goes into contact. Should have passed early on. And there you go. That's holding on, says the referee. Opportunity given away. Gamunu Chetia is not having the best of a tournament so far. And Sri Lanka give away position.
Singapore, number 1, earns a turnover.
Singapore once again wanting to play the territorial game. They know the Sri Lankan lads. Shem Lim with the line out. Turnover, good job done by Dhanu Kamal Singh. Now Jansen. Naveen Hena Kankanamage switching positions with Janu Dilshan. And Hena Kankanamage is off. And that should be the try he was waiting for. And that's what Naveen Hena Kankanamage is capable of. Try time for Sri Lanka. And Sri Lanka climb to 17 points with the conversion to come. I think Naveen Hena Kankanamage getting his first try in the tournament. He was deprived of the earlier one. In fact, that was his second try. He started things off. And Janu Dilshan will do the conversion duties. That kick not going through. So Sri Lanka taking the lead, 10-point lead ahead of Singapore. Hena Kankanamage was silent all throughout the Chinese Taipei game as well. And now he's back with that try. So replacement coming in and that restart not going 10 meters for Sri Lanka. So Harit Bandara committing that mistake. So Teekshan Dasanayake makes his way into the field. Naveen Hena Kankanamage has been substituted. And Gamunu Chetia moves into the wing position. So let's see what Sri Lanka have in store for the next 3 minutes. Now Singapore trying to spread it out wide. Once again, a fumble by the Singapore lads. And Sri Lanka will have a scrum down in favor.
And despite excellent grip technology on that Rhino ball, it is still very slippery. A knock on there for Singapore.
I think this game is an example of how slippery and how wet the conditions are here at Kings Park. I think most teams did not prepare for this. Sri Lanka, of course, are not prepared. I think based on the last 2 years, it has been a warm and hot conditions prevailing here in Kings Park. But this time around, it's completely different. Free kick awarded for Sri Lanka. Jansen finds the danger man, Janu Dilshan. Ball out to Gamunu Chetia on the far corner. Trying to running sideways. Good defense from number 8. And Janu Dilshan almost got that through. But Singapore once again on the counter-attack. Shemli changes direction. Ball is knocked on. So Dinu Kamarasinghe gets the opportunity. Breaks through one. Breaks through the second. Sends the ball out to Gamunu Chetia. Chetia needs to send it out to Janu Dilshan. And that should be the try for Janu Dilshan. Referee wants to have a small chat with the assistant referee to check that.
Could be another try here.
Yes, and that's the try. Janu Dilshan. A wonderful piece of work from Dinu Kamarasinghe. And then Gamunu Chetia saw the two players approaching and found space to send the ball out to Janu Dilshan. So try time, Sri Lanka. Chatura Seniratna once again with a difficult conversion. Does not get that, so that would worry the Sri Lankan team too much as they climb to 22 points. Coach Ibrahim bringing in the replacements, Keshan Kavinda and Randy Silva make their way to the field. Good restart from Harit Bandara. Stolen ball from Sri Lanka. Very well done by Dinu Kamal Singh. Now Chatura Seniratna tries to go on his own. Very good presence of mind by the former Josephian. Turnover ball by Clibs. Good defense from the number 10, but looks like it was not a legal tackle. Now Singapore. Last 30 seconds to go. Bao Yuan going to contact. Singapore looking to get that consolation try if possible. Time is running out on our clocks. Once again, tackling man not rolling away, says the referee. That was Heshan Jansen, the culprit. Penalty awarded for Singapore. Shem Lim. Good hands from the Singapore team. Breaking inroads. He has numbers to the right of his right of the field. Space opening up to the number 10. Liam is on the far corner. The big lad Willie barged through. Sends in the offload, and that should be the consolation try for Singapore. Ethan Yueng, the number 10, scoring that one. And that should be game, set, match for Sri Lanka. Zoom out karan sabe. Tawa dugan. Tawa. Then me tawa dugan. So Singapore with the conversion. The number 11 does not get that through. So that's full time here at Kings Park. Sri Lanka winning this one 22 points to 7. Their first win in this day 2 of in fact the score is 22-10. Singapore scored in that 22-12 is the official confirmation. Singapore scoring in the last minute of play, and Sri Lanka have set the tone for the day. They'll be playing the second place finishers from Group A. That should be decided after the next game. So there you go. That's the full-time confirmation of the score. 22-12 is how this encounter ends. A good effort coming in from Janadu Dilshan once again. And Navin Hena Kankanamge also finding his rhythm that was lacking so far. So that concludes our first game and the final group stage for a game for the Asia Under-27 series. We will find out who Sri Lanka will be playing in the semi-finals, and stay tuned to live action from Kings Park. Signing off from Kings Park is Minshaf Kapoor alongside Sabir Kader and Viraj Kotalawala.
Rainbow gives you wings.